and we're live now. Oh, and once again, I've messed up slightly with the avatar thing because we've got Craig making an appearance in the corner once again. So get rid of him.
Oh.
There's always something. But if everybody can just let us know about any streaming problems, any audio problems and things like that. And with that, I guess I'll pass it over to our host for today. Lee, go ahead.
Yes. Right, I'll go. Hello and welcome to Recentered, episode 49, where we talk about all things VR, AR, MR, UR. You know the drill. Right, okay. This has been, how many weeks have we been? 2-3 months? It's been a long break, hasn't it? Because of the British summer, and it sucked because it's just been horrible. And now it's chucking it down with rain outside. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's cold. I'm all here for it. So yeah, just want to say thank you to everyone who's listening or who's watching now. We try to do the best we can for you guys to give you all the information we can. We're putting the U back into YouTube. Okay, Gary, have you been up to much lately?
Well, yeah, we've had quite a big break. I mean, last time, actually, on the last show, we all met up at my place and did that live show, didn't we? All together in the same place.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was the last one. So, yeah, that was a couple of months ago, according to the YouTube. But yeah, that was fun anyway to do that. And since then, been playing just bits and bobs of the usual stuff. There has been a No Man's Sky update. So, of course, I've been jumping into that a little bit and I'm making some videos on my channel. I won't stay on it because, you know, it's just an ongoing game, isn't it, that people can get into if they enjoy that kind of thing. The latest update is fantastic, though. It allows you to create your own bigger ships, like more kind of elite dangerous scale ships that you can actually walk around and do all the things that you want to do with that. So the update is fantastic. And a couple of days after the update, it had a patch and really improved performance as well. And I mean, it's probably overall, it was the best the game has ever been. And then about 2 days ago, they released yet another patch and now performance is tanked yet again. So frustrated to say the least. And it's not just VR players that are experiencing this. This is sort of flat players as well. This stuff on Steam discussion. So hopefully early next week they'll get it resolved. But yeah, it's I mean it's not really playable in VR at the moment, at least some areas anyway.
This is the thing with No Man's Sky. The patch situation is just ridiculous. For it's like a total lottery whether it's going to run all right and sort of at least acceptably, or if it's just going to be a total mess. And it just so puts me off from even wanting to try it. I've just had enough with it at this point, I think. Yeah,
I can understand that, and I understand why people don't want to persist with it. The thing is, I think if you just really enjoy the game anyway, and I can't get away from it. That's the thing. It's like it keeps dragging me back in. I think that's it. I'm done with this game, and then it just drags me back in because I do really enjoy what they're doing in the game overall, and especially when it was performing that great. And I was playing on Quest 3 and on the PSVR2 on PC. I did try it on the PS5, but again, on PS5, when that dynamic foveated rendering update first dropped on PS5 a couple of years ago, that was great and it made it perform pretty well, really. But now it's barely playable on the base PS5 to me. I mean, there's so many areas where it can't even keep up with reprojected frames that it's dropping frame rate. PS5 Pro might be a completely different story, but I find overall I'm getting the best experience on PC, on my system at least anyway at the moment. But yeah, it is frustrating. I'm sure they'll get it resolved because they seem to be focusing a little bit more on performance lately, and that's a good thing at least, because that's what it needs. But yeah, that's pretty much it really for me. And I know, well, Lee, you and I, we both picked up a original PS VR as well, didn't we? You know, that one from 2016. So yeah, we've been going.
Much of a go on it?
I've played through Farpoint on it. I picked up the aim controller as well. So I've played Farpoint. I've played a little bit of Wipeout, and I've gone into VR Worlds again as well. So not a huge amount, but just revisiting all of those things really.
Yeah.
I played a bit of the Farpoint one as well, didn't I? I put a little bit of a video out, but I just wanted something chilled to relax, and I didn't want to moan about frame rates, or I just wanted frame rate. Jesus, that's going to get clipped.
Wow.
And then just had a go at that. But no, I had a good time in it. It kind of reminds me, like I said before, like an arcade machine. Like you never go to the arcades. It's kind of got that look in PSVR.
Yeah,
Like an arcadey
it's
kind of look.
I know what you mean, because
it's
it's got that kind of like, because we're used to these high resolution headsets, and that's got that kind of, you see the screen door, you see all these things slightly in it as well, but it's not as bad as I was expecting, really. And I don't think, although everything runs in reprojection the same as it does on PSVR2, it's not. I don't think it's as noticeable on the original PSVR as it is on the VR2. Mainly, probably, I don't know if it's the persistence of the screen or something like that, but just going into these titles that you can't get anywhere else, I think it's worthwhile picking one up if you get one cheap enough anyway.
Well, they're cheap as anything. And you can buy the games dead cheap in this country, like £3 or £4. And I've got like a complete setup for like £60. So if anyone says to me, would you recommend VR? I'm like, if you've got a PS5, yeah, well, all right, then get a PSVR 1. Play that. Don't go spending £300 on a Quest headset. Play that and see what you think, because the better games are on there.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the argument that it'll cost you like the price of what a AAA game would cost nowadays to get all the hardware, wouldn't it? So it's it's from that point of view, it's not bad. It's just the last time I connected my original PSVR, it was like the cables. I just sat there looking at the cables. I think I played on it for an hour or two, and it was like, no, I just can't. I can't do with seeing all those cables anymore, and it went back in a box.
I've hidden mine around the back of the desk, out the way. And because, I mean, you've experienced all PSVR, haven't you? And I haven't. So that's why it's probably got that bit of thing for me, a bit more than you. But no, I've enjoyed that.
It is annoying, though, because there's still some games I'd still like to go back to from time to time. But I just, I can't be,
well, Farpoint was really good. I played a little bit of that back in the day with the aim controller, but I didn't. There's just seemed to be a lot more, loads of new stuff being released all the time, so I never got through it. But I played through Farpoint, and I really like that story as well. I didn't expect it to go where that story was going. So yeah.
I mean, if you can put up with the visuals, or the screen, and the sort of like the persistence of the display and everything else, it's you've got a good catalogue to go at. It's just it's not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, is it?
No.
So, Rog, have you been up to much besides? I mean, we played a bit Walkabout Mini Golf, but we won't speak about it because we always speak about that.
Yeah. I mean, outside bits of VR, which we'll talk about in a while, it's mainly been Switch 2 more than anything. I think the honeymoon period's over with it. I'm not sort of like glued to it every day like I was, but I'm still playing it regularly. Because there's so much Mario stuff on there that I've never played because I never owned a Switch. So I've played through Mario Odyssey. I'm playing Mario Rabbids at the minute, and Mario Galaxy as well. The great thing being that Daz, who bought a Switch back when it came out, I think, has got quite a nice catalogue of games on cartridge. So I've got a nice lending library there now. I was expecting to have to spend at least a couple of £100 on some of the to get some of the titles I wanted, and so I won't have to now. But the crazy thing is, the sort of like the big thing with it when it launched was it Mario Kart World. I've had maybe 2.5 hours on that. Yeah, Virtua Racing, the old Sega arcade game, they ported that to the Switch, and they've never ported it anywhere else, and it's really annoying. I ported it to Steam. But I bought that on sale for like £1.50 or something ridiculous. It's normally like £5 or £6. Old 90s arcade 3D racing game. I've had about 10 or 12 hours on that, and I've had about 2.5 hours on Mario Kart. It's but there you go. What are you gonna do? Apart from play Everybody's Golf, that came out. I've been playing that on PC, and then I found out there's Easy Come Easy Golf on Switch, which has just had a patch for Switch 2, and that's by the original Everybody's Golf creators. So I'm playing that now as well. But yeah, that's about it really.
Nice. I mean, as for me, I've been playing. Well, I think Gary played a bit as well, right? The Alien Isolation 6DoF mod that's came out. I think it's super early access, but we both had a go at that. And the reason I wanted to get into it is because I've been watching Alien Earth and not enjoying that so much. So I wanted a proper decent Alien thing. Saying that, Rog, this is for you. I've watched 6 episodes. I won't spoil it for anyone, but it's growing on me. So there's 2 episodes left, and I'm finally starting to think, it's not too bad. But
it's all right in it. It's for a TV show, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's out. You know, in all honesty, I expected probably something worse than it is. But it's not. I've seen a lot of people going, "Oh, it's brilliant and everything." I'm like,
Yeah, I'm a bit same as that.
really. It's
You know what I mean?
decent. You know, it's watchable, but I'm not. You know, I'm not on the edge of my seat waiting for next week's episode or anything like
No.
that. It's like, oh yeah, I haven't watched the latest one yet. Oh, I'll watch it tomorrow. It's
See, the thing with me is I was like, oh, it's not really. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there, you know, there's other things going off, so it's not predominantly alien, as in the alien we know, themed. And I was a bit disappointed at that to start off with, but now I'm like, I'm all for it. I'm not bothered about that.
Yeah.
Give me the other storylines. So, you know, I've been getting into Alien Isolation, and yeah, the sixth off, it's, you know, it's not got room scale, so you can mess around with it in it, and you can add your arms to it. On the video you'll see on YouTube, you'll see it's just my hands, but you can add arms to it. But obviously, when you move left, turn right, it kind of twists and distorts it a bit. So I just left it as hands only. And whilst it does work okay, the same old thing. Now, I'm not slagging the mod author off here, JP, but some of the buttons that come on the screen are actually not the buttons you press on the motion controllers. Now, I don't know. I was told maybe the buttons on the screen showing are for the Xbox, but I've not played the game, so I don't really know about that. But even the ones he's got on a web page are different to the ones that's actually in the game. And I also found different buttons do different things, whether you're running on Oculus or Steam. So it's one of those where press and hope and try and find out which the buttons are. But he also did like a graphics mod, so it's enhanced the graphics. But I don't really know because I've not really played much of the game. According to Dr. Greg, he said it's made it really, really, you know, loads better now, texture-wise and things like that. But yeah, I've enjoyed what I've played so far. I've still not got to the alien. I'm still stuck. So I've never seen it while I've played the game for the last 5 or 6 years anyway. But yeah, that's really what I've been playing a bit of, apart from some of the other games which we're gonna talk about soon.
Yeah.
Like Rog, who's been playing.
Oh, just before we get to that, I was just about to say, Artful mentioned in chat about the meta glasses. I think we'll sort of touch on those later on. But yeah, Anakazi said he can never get steady tracking with the PSVR one. There was always that breathing effect. It's like in and out.
yeah.
Bizarrely, when I first got a PSVR one, I did have that problem. I had a major drift. It had always sort of drift about 2 or 3 inches down and then sort of settle and bob about a bit. But about a few months afterwards, I don't know whether they'd patched the drivers or whatever, it seemed to settle down. I never really had problems with the head tracking after that. It was always the move controllers. The move controllers were just...
Yeah, I've got it pretty much... it's set up quite well because back in the day, people were advising you to put the camera quite high up and pointing down at you. You were supposed to be able to get slightly better tracking that way. So I've done that this time. And the headset tracking is pretty good. Overall, it's the aim controller, which...
PD's just said, the aim controller. It always rotated because you only had that single point of light, didn't you, to track it?
Yeah.
And so you ended up doing this weird jiggle the gun about a bit, and then it'd sort of shift into alignment.
That's it.
Like,
yeah.
That's what I was doing on my video. You could see me shaking it about a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That's a lovely image.
Clip.
But that's what you have to do with that. And it was the same back in the day. It's the same now. Of course it is. It's the same thing. It's still playable. And if they could have had like 2 points of light on it, I really feel like they could have, that accessory could have been great. But again, what was it used in? It was only used in a handful of games.
A couple of games, yeah. The other thing they could have done as well is if you assume that the person is always going to be sort of pointing towards that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could have just corrected for the drift and just had it sort of nudge the gun slightly so it was perpendicular to the camera. You know what I mean? Fudge it a little bit. Just so if it was really sort of drifting at a weird angle, just sort of, you know, turn the actual model around. So it's, you know, between sort of the player's viewpoint and the camera, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They could have fudged it. It still wouldn't have been accurate, but it'd have been accurate it'd have been less accurate in a better way. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think maybe like my camera placement needs to be a bit better as well, because when I had it like around my waist, holding the aim controller there, that's where I was losing tracking.
Yeah.
So that's where you just go to relax, isn't it? When you put your gun down. So it's like I was losing a little bit there.
You really needed that sensor high up pointing down. I need to play
around with that a bit more. But overall, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I had it wasn't quite in line when I first loaded it up. I don't know if you had that problem, Gary. Then all of a sudden it seemed to be okay. a couple of seconds later.
Yeah, it was more just
right.
No, it was okay. It was more just as you play, you get this slight drift. That's all. The angle just drifts off. You shake it, and it's fine for another couple of minutes. And
but the camera higher up pointing down, so one sensor wasn't occluding the other. That was definitely
that was a big that was a big thing.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry, Lee, I interrupted your introduction.
No, it's absolutely fine. I've been enjoying this PSVR Without Parole podcast. Right. Okay, moving on to what we've been playing. We've been playing bits and bobs, and I've got a nice little challenge I set Gary to tell you about. But first of all, Roger's been playing Echo Wars Road Rage.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is by Ivanovich Games. And if anybody who's listened to this podcast before has listened to us ramble on about retro stuff, I inevitably bring up... is it 1976 Battle? I can't remember this. I always forget the title of it.
Yeah, it's that 1976. Yeah,
Battle for Midway and Midway Multiverse as well, which was like the sort of more sci-fi sequel. So 76 was the sort of like, it was based on the old 1942, 1943, and 1944 arcade games with a plane flying up the screen, but done in VR. And then on Midway Multiverse, you had the side sort of scrolling Nemesis, Salamander, those Gradius, those sort of games.
Is it Operation Warpoint, something like that? Was the one that's like Operation Wolf?
Yeah,
Warcade. Yeah,
they did an Operation Wolf.
Warcade, that was it.
I think Operation Warcade. Yeah, one of the very first ones.
I really like that.
And yeah, so that was a first-person one from a first-person viewpoint. The other ones were sort of like more arcade style. You were a third person, but those games also had what they used to call immersion zones or immersion modes, and you'd go into a first-person viewpoint and do a little section there before it sort of chucked you back out into the arcade view. So Echo Wars basically is like those immersion zones in the fact that you're in a first-person viewpoint, just sort of like going along the level. And basically you're in a buggy and you've got a gun and you shoot stuff. Now, I know Mainfan did point out this seemed to be based on an old arcade game called, is it Looking Wild or Wild and Lucky? Something like that. One I've never played anyway. But yeah, so this is the same sort of thing. The feeling I get as I did with like the Midway games, it scratches a niche for me somewhere in the sort of like the high score chasing stakes. With the Midway games, you'd play through a level and you'd find they were tough to start with, but then you'd get points to spend on upgrades, and on those games you'd go through again and again and again, get the upgrades, go through again, and it'd be easier and let you get further. With this one, you don't actually get upgrades. It's just it's purely sort of like an arcade shooter, and you get 3 difficulty levels like you do on the Midway games as well. The higher the difficulty level, the better the multiplier, the higher the score. Now, I like what they're going for with this. It just scratches that thing in my brain that those previous games did, gunning for the high scores. And on level 1 at least on Steam, I've definitely got a good high score on there. It's a bit on the rough side at the moment, and now this is in early access at the moment, and it released with I think 8 levels, with a plan to drop an extra level every week. And they have been patching it. They've been, I think, we're on about the 9th patch now. So they are listening to feedback and improving things. But it is a bit rough in places. For example, one of the bosses on it, I don't know if it's already been on the video clip there. You get to the end of the level, and at the end of each level, there's a big, huge, gigantic boss, and it's basically shoot the weak points, kill the boss. But on one of them, it's like you have to shoot like the highlighted points, and from what I can tell, that stops in it. Like there's like a red line that appears, and then if you don't get out of that red line on the floor, it'll smash you and you die. Hitting the weak point seems to stop that attack, or at least that's the impression I get. But for some reason, sometimes the weak points don't seem to appear, and sometimes I've seen them appear sort of clip behind the creature, so it feels like it's bugged on that stage on that particular creature. So there's a little bit rough areas like that which needs sorting out, because I really like what they're going for. I've got a bit of a, like I say, whenever we mention retro VR stuff, I always bring up Ivanovich Games because I like what they're trying to do. and I like that they keep bringing games out for VR, sort of like based on old arcade type things. And I like what they're trying to do here. It's just it does need some work at the moment, but it is in early access. The good thing being, though, there are demos available. So it's out on Quest and it's out on PC on Steam. So you can just go and download it and see for yourself, and you get the entire first level, complete with a high score table for that as well.
It looks really nice for those watching on YouTube.
Yeah, it is nice. I think it needs a bit of a performance run as well. Some levels run absolutely great. Some I was getting sort of hitting reprojection.
Ting.
So it's sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
I went ting.
Oh,
Reprojection score ting.
There you go. PD's older cookie. But yeah, I like it. It's I generally like their stuff, but it does need some work. I will say that it needs a performance pass on some levels. But yeah, it scratches that arcade itch for me and that chasing the high score. So yeah, I like it. Give it a go. It's not for everybody. I know Main Fan wasn't keen, and he did like the Midway games, but horses for courses, I suppose. It's on the previous games. I liked the main modes rather than the immersion zones. Although
yeah, me too. Actually, on those
on 1976 on the
1943
the 1943 clone. Yeah, the immersion zones on that were rough.
I didn't like that. That's what I always think about with the immersion zones, because on the Operation Warcade as well, I felt like that they were better, but on that 1976, it just felt a bit clunky. The movement of the plane.
Yeah, this is the thing that you can see if you go all the way back to sort of like Warcade, you can see there's like progression happening.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it happen a bit more. The immersion zones on Midway Multiverse, I thought were all right. They were pretty good. Though I didn't have any problems with those at all. They actually felt good, and they've gone all out for this. The other thing I think they need to go to sort out is the difficulty. It is when it launched, it was very difficult. Now they have addressed some of this. They've altered the difficulty on like the easy levels and stuff. But level 2, I think, was it level 2 through 6 or 7? I can't remember. Level 1 was easy enough. I had trouble with some of the levels from 2 to 7. I think one of them might have been okay, but the others, there were still a challenge. And then level 8, which I mean is the one that's showing now, I can do this one on hard with absolutely zero effort. It's really easy, and the boss dies within like 3 seconds. So it's like the difficulty needs sorting as well. Whether it's reordering the levels and putting the easier ones first, and then getting them into like into an order of difficulty, or doing a difficulty pass on the levels, that needs looking at as well. But like I say, there's a demo available. Go and have a look at it. It won't cost you anything, and it's not a lot either. We've got it on here, £8. Right, the Steam version, PC version, it's £8.50, $10. Yeah, so it launched with 8 levels, and there've been, I mean, 1 extra per week for a total of 16 levels once it's finished and out of early access. On Quest, it's £5 or $6, but that gets you episode 1, which is the first half of the levels. Then they're launching in October. They're doing episode 2, which is the second half of the levels. So they split it up on Quest. I presume they're getting it finished on PC and then releasing it on Quest. The second lot on Quest once they know it's working.
I mean, that's pretty good. I thought, for price wise, this would be £20.
Yeah, it's not an expensive game either. This is the thing. You really can't complain at the price at all. And there's a demo, and go and have a look. I like it. I know some people don't.
I think there's demos on all of the Ivanovich games, aren't there, as well?
Yeah.
So you can try them all, and that's the thing. You give it a try, and if it's not for you, I only played this ages ago. So
yeah, there was a demo. There was a demo 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I can't speak on what it is now, but
yeah, that demo from 2 years back is pretty much the first level. It was, still the first level. But yeah, go and give it a look. I like it. I think it needs work, but they are patching it. Like I say, I think it started on version 1 and they're now on version 1.09. There've literally been about 9 updates in the space of a few weeks. So they are actively working on it. So give it a go. If you think there's something needs changing, give them some feedback. They seem to be listening. So yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
So nice. So that is Echo Wars. And now moving on, we are going to talk about something that I really like. I don't know if you've played any of this, Gary. I know Roger's played a bit. It's called Quantum Void, and it's available on the Quest. Now, I think it just released on early access maybe this week or last week, so you can buy it. And it's literally, it's £8.99 on Quest. So maybe $12, something like that. And it's one of the really nice looking games on Quest 3. It's got, I always forget the name of that lighting. Is it volumetric lighting or something like that? I don't know, where it gives you all these really nice effects. But it looks amazing in the Quest. Did you guys play much of this?
I only played it from when we jumped in. When we first...
Yeah, we were talking about it together, weren't we? We were playing it.
The dev did kindly give us access to this. Oh, and yes, and thank you to Ivanovic as well, who provided Steam and Quest key as well. But yeah, the dev give us keys for this. And we went in, I think we were on a Discord call? No, we were on a...
we're on a call, yeah.
We were on a Quest call, weren't we? And we were both playing through it at the same time.
At the same point.
Pretty much up to at the same point. We played about an hour and a half, I think, at that point. That's all I've played of it. Because, yes, I agree, this is very good. And it's a solo dev, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it's crazy,
it's
right?
Which is like mental. Yeah, and there was, because it was like a preview version, there was bits missing. There was text in areas saying this hasn't been done yet or whatever.
Yeah.
We played it for an hour and a half, and it was like, I like this. I don't want to keep going because I don't want to sort of spoil it. I want to play it now once it's actually sort of released.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. I only played a very small, like literally 30 minutes of it, and I felt the same. It feels like more than just being like an early access look. This is definitely like a preview, more in the sense that it's being actively worked on so quickly that things are changing at the beginning of the game, and I don't want to progress too far through and then have to go through it all again where things are completely different and more refined. So yeah, that's where I fall on it. But yeah, very, very good. I mean, what I've played so far, you can speak to this far more though, Lee, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's got, if you like, I mean, it's kind of got that Alien Isolation vibe. It's got this like late 70s, early 80s look to everything, hasn't it, Roger? And even these videos now that you'll be able to see on YouTube, I think the guy did all his own videos as well. So he's done all his own videos, all his own game. I don't know if he's had any help with any other little bits, maybe sound, something. I don't know. But from what I can tell, like Roger says, it's a solo dev that's done this. One person. Now, I spoke to him a bit on Discord. He's a really nice guy, one of the nicest blokes I spoke to be honest. And he very kindly, like Roger says, sent us across some keys to play. So yeah, it's just been released in early access and the beginning has changed. I will say that, but I won't tell you what happens. But yeah, the beginning has changed.
He didn't want anybody to know he died in the intro.
Literally the intro. So I don't know if anyone else has died at that point, but I did. Now, it's just such a clever game. It's very story driven. You get to fly, you get to in space, very No Man's Sky for Gary, and you get to walk, as you can see in this. It kind of gave me a little bit of Titan Station vibes that we played last year, another one of my favorite games. But this has got a really good story to it, very, very clever what they do, and it's got some really good humor, which unfortunately Roger didn't get to that point. And it's a bit further on. It's about an hour and a half in. You do something on a ship, that's what I'll say, and you think, oh wow, that's really, really clever. I think there's maybe some screenshots out of what happens, but it's really good how it tells you, because you are going back and forth to different places, and there's, I believe, 6 ships, 4 different endings. You can see on the video if you're watching that I pick up a multi-tool, and that looks really good, reflected in the reflective lights and the bloom effect. Very J.J. Abrams heavy on the effects. So if you're into that type of thing, which I am, it's so good. I think I'm surprised it's like not up there on Quest with them banging on about how good it is, because it really is. It's one of the favorite things I've played, and I've only played like a couple of hours. I've got to go back in and I will play through the entire game. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I really did.
Yeah,
so clever.
The reason I didn't want to go back in again is because it is story based. Where something like Echo Wars, I'll happily go and jump back into that during early access, because it's an arcade game. You know, you're not there for a story. You're there to just try and get high scores, really. But with this, because it is sort of more story exploration based thing, I just didn't want to spoil it, and I didn't want, like Gary said, I don't want to have to go through that same bit again. I want it when it's finished.
But
I mean,
like I say, you're actively working on it, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at the video now, and you sort of think, yeah, it looks all right, but for a quest in the headset, this actually does look damn good.
It
It's
looks
like,
so good.
yeah, it's surprising. It is a nice looking game for a quest.
I mean, it's not very often I recommend games as a definite buy, but honestly, if you've got £8, $12 to spend, go check it out.
Yeah,
See what you think. If you're into those story-driven things,
you've repeatedly asked me if I've been back into it, and it's like, no, I'm waiting till it's finished. So yes, Lee has been sort of harping on about this in our Discord chat, private Discord chats for a while now. It's
yeah, absolutely pick it up for like £9. And like you say, solo dev, I just can't get my head around it. How good this is. It's like if someone don't snap him up for their studios, or maybe he's just happy doing this on his own. I hope he rakes the money in from this. I really do. So that is Quantum Void. It is coming on Steam as well. It does say coming soon, so I can't give a date on that, unfortunately. But yeah, it is out now on Quest. And I mean, do you want to go to the next little?
Well,
but
how long do you wait? Well, I'll wait.
I reckon you could play it now.
I'll
wait
wait
till it now, Rog. Honestly,
probably, yeah, but I'll wait till it's out of early access. Once it's like 1.0 release, not in early access, and he says the story's finished, I'll play it then.
Honestly, I think it's pretty much finished. It's just bug fixing now. So go in it now. God damn it! Right. Do you want to talk about the little teaser kind of test I set to Gary for a laugh, or should we do that one next?
Why is it a test?
It is next on the list.
The test was can I play this game? That was basically the test, wasn't it?
Right. Because there was a sale on, right? Yeah, there was a sale on Quest, and some of the games were really cheap. Now, I saw Chernobyl Again pop up, and I think it's around about £15 normally, but it was on sale for $2.99, and I was like, oh, I quite like the look of it. The screenshots look really nice. I am a bit of a fan of Chernobyl. Well, I'll put that straight. I'm not a fan of what I am a fan of delving into stories and things like that.
Not just Chernobyl. He's a fan of many tragedies.
Yeah, Titanic. I'm a big fan of that. Loved it when that went off. But yeah, so it was $2.99. Now I played it for a bit. I will say it did stutter quite a bit for me. I think Gary had the same trouble as well. It looked really nice. I thought maybe if they just dropped the res a little bit and didn't try and force it to look so amazing as it does in the Quest headset, maybe would have got some more performance on it. But that wasn't the problem I had most of all. The main problem was, I'm not really giving anything away here, you get to the Chernobyl control room center thing, and there's 2 puzzles. Now, I want to say I'm not the thickest person in the world, but after playing those, maybe I am. Because I set Gary the challenge of, if he completes these 2 puzzles, which I think are the most ridiculous puzzles I've ever seen in a game, then I would play 100 hours of Elite Dangerous. So now I'm going to hand it over to Gary and see if he did manage to do those puzzles without cheating on YouTube, incidentally, and we'll hear what he says. So I've got a funny feeling I'll just install Elite Dangerous while you talk, Gary. Go ahead.
Well, to be honest, so what I'm showing here is just footage that I started recording when I first went into the game, right? So I'm going to have to fast forward. This is probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes footage here, maybe. Hold on, let me check, actually. Yeah, 30 minutes footage, right? So I did this. There's a few puzzles that you go through, and I'm thinking, because I didn't know what point you got to that you were actually testing me on. So I went through the first puzzles, and I'm thinking, well, did he struggle on this or this? Or I didn't know what part you were talking about, but it came plainly obvious which part you were talking about when I got to the puzzle in question, because it's very difficult. And also, incidentally, when I get to that, when you get to that puzzle, I don't know if YouTube can even help you, because it's so sort of random how you go through that. Did you use YouTube in the end to do it, Lee? Or did
I had to use YouTube, but I had to use YouTube for both. But I used it for the first one, but I had to keep pausing it because I kept messing it up. I'm thinking, if this is the only way you can fix this puzzle, then I'm amazed anyone's got to it. Like I said to Gary, I mean, I've even got it on the spreadsheet as Gary's Alan Turing equivalent test for Bletchley Park.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll say. So let me just talk about the game briefly first anyway. So yeah, I had some performance issues. It's a little bit stuttery in places and stuff. It does look very good though in the Quest. So yeah, like you, maybe they could lower the resolution or something. They could do some stuff just to increase performance. But like the setting is really good. It's an escape room kind of puzzle. Well, not an escape room, but it's just a puzzle game that you progress through. And it's got this, you're basically, the premise is that you're traveling in time in order to stop what they are saying it was a terrorist attack on Chernobyl. Is that correctly? Is that what you got from it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you're trying to stop this.
So
you're trying to stop this from happening in 1986, and so you're going through this, you're doing all these puzzles, and then you've got this voice that is guiding you through because you've gone backwards in time, and then you can hear this voice from the future as well that's helping you and guiding you through. All really well done. Performance is not great. That's what I'll say. So I only did the first puzzle that you were talking about, so I'm going to have to skip through this a little bit. So there's all these puzzles you progress through, you go back in time, you get these tools and things like that. And then you get to this control room, which might be... Let's see if I can find it.
What I will say very quickly is the time traveling bit I really enjoyed. It's like a suitcase with loads of little buttons on it that you press. So it kind of gave me some Umbrella Academy vibes. Although saying that, after I did those puzzles that we were going to talk about, it's impossible. Then you have to time travel back, right? And I couldn't find the suitcase because I'd actually left it right at the beginning of the elevator. So I had to spend half an hour trying to find the bloody suitcase. But yeah, Gary, back to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got you. Yeah. I didn't realise you had to take that suitcase with you. I didn't pick it up either.
No, I didn't.
No, okay, right. So this is the puzzle you're talking about, isn't it? Where you remove this panel and then you have to do all these things. I did do it, right, in the end. So I didn't cheat on YouTube. This is me doing it for the first time. I'm going to have to fast forward like 10 minutes for you to actually see me finish. Well, no, maybe about 5 minutes actually to see me do it. It's just it's a frustrating puzzle. It's not just difficult, it's frustrating as well because there's so many combinations of things that you can do. Whenever you remove something, a wire from the bottom row, then the top row moves one to the right, I believe.
Yeah.
And vice versa the other way. And then when you remove 3 of these pegs, then the puzzle will reset itself. Now, the thing that stumped me for a long time with this puzzle is the fact that I had 1 peg that was just lying loose for the longest time. So whenever I removed 2 pegs, it was resetting constantly. So, yeah, that caused me big problems. In the end, I did just work out that if I could be... I mean, one way of completing this puzzle, I don't know if you did it this way, Lee, but one way, I didn't do it this way either, but one way you could do it is by... getting it so that the pegs are all aligned and then removing 3 so it would reset itself in the correct pattern. I think that would work. Would that work, Lee?
I get you, yeah. Maybe, yeah. I get you.
So that's after I completed it, that's the only way I can think of an easy way of doing it. That's the only way I could think a YouTube video could guide you through doing it. Because other than that, it seems... the movement just seems, too random for you to be guided through on a YouTube video. But anyway, it's a very difficult puzzle. I did do it. Do you want me to see me do it if I fast forward?
Artful Sport, it is very Enigma Machine. Now, what I will say is I've never tried Enigma Machine, but I presume that to be easier than what this bloody thing is.
It was very difficult. I think that... Anyway, yeah, well, I did do it, Lee, that one, but I didn't do the second puzzle. I've not even got to the second puzzle yet, so I don't know.
So
I got confused with the colours of the cables and the colours of the lights and them moving different directions, and
it's a nightmare.
-1, and I'm like, this is too much for my brain to comprehend.
It's a hell of a puzzle, and I mean, if you hadn't set me that challenge, I would have thought, no, forget it, I'm done.
So what we're basically saying is you two would never have got a job at Bletchley Park.
We could certainly have tried, but
we'd have lost the war.
I mean, I'm all for puzzle games. We all love puzzle games, right, on this podcast. But there's a point where it stumps you enough that you really have to concentrate to work them out. Or there's a point where, I might have to use YouTube. Or there's the point of, what the hell is going on? Who thought this was a bloody clever idea to put this puzzle in? And it just melted my brain. I was that frustrated. I refunded the game and it cost me £2.99.
Well, this is the weird thing. You bought it, refunded it, complained to us on Discord about how this puzzle was annoying you, and then the next thing I know, you've gifted it to me. What is going on?
Yeah, because I thought Gary's an intelligent guy. He can get, if he doesn't do this, then I know it's certainly not me.
Hang on. So you got stuck on a puzzle, thought, I'll gift it to Gary because he's the intelligent guy.
No, he's a intelligent guy. You are too, Rog. But I didn't think this would be your cup of tea doing it, to be fair. I thought because Gary's a puzzle fan and his wife is and stuff like that, digging the hole.
It's very... that puzzle was not only difficult, but very frustrating as well. I will acknowledge that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's go on to Simon Says. Talk us about that puzzle then, Gary, that made me pull all my hair out.
Simon Says?
the light one? Did you?
No, I didn't. No, that's what I
after?
say. What it was when I went in and I played this for 30 minutes, I got to that puzzle, and then I got called away for work, and I've not been back. So I've not done the second puzzle. I've not even done the second puzzle you're on about. So I might not even be able to do that one. I don't know, Lee.
That's even harder. It's I don't know if you can go back through the video, but it's like Simon says, it's got, I don't know, 5 rows or 6 rows of buttons on it.
Square section?
Yeah.
To it?
You have to press a button, and then and then so many lights come on, and you press another button, and then so many lights come on. And what it is you've got to keep pressing the buttons until all the lights go out. So you've got to press them in a certain order.
Right.
And there's only one way you can do it. So you see all them buttons there. You've got to press, I think, maybe 7 or 8 buttons in the exact right order. Otherwise, it won't turn the lights out.
Right, yeah.
Imagine that.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I like the game for what it is, but I don't know if I'm really that bothered about doing this kind of stuff to progress.
So basically, I can install Elite Dangerous now then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I do sort of want to see you put 100 hours. And the other thing is, then you've got to record 100 hours to prove it. That's the thing. So that would be interesting.
I'd have to do like an hour thing. Like, this is the first hour in Elite Dangerous, second hour in it. It should just be like the first 20 hours of me sort of trying to control the ship.
It'll be like 100 hours in the starter zone.
But honestly, if anyone's played this in the chat, let us know and what you thought of it. But man, it just melted my brain.
Yeah,
I still can't stop thinking about it because I really liked it as such, but it's just a shame the control system was so bloody awful as well that I just couldn't get that to work right. Apparently, it's better on PC control system, similar but better and easier to use. But that's hearsay, Your Honor. But there you go. But yeah, I picked that up, refunded it,
gifted
it.
Yeah, that's it.
But moving on to our big game of the week.
Okay, so start the stopwatch. Start the stopwatch.
Oh, yeah. Start your stopwatch because we're only allowed to play 8 minutes of this. So it is
show 8
combination. Show 8 minutes, wasn't it?
But surely with the video that you've made is less than 8 minutes long. So we can repeat the video, can't we? So is that allowed or is that not allowed?
You didn't get 8 minutes.
So.
You didn't
on YouTube and you watch the video and then go back and watch it. You're watching it again, aren't you? So,
no, he edited it down. He edited it down so it was under the 8 minutes threshold.
Right.
So just for anybody watching and listening, the guidelines are: this is not a review for Titan Isle. This is sort of first impressions. We're allowed to show footage of the first 4 levels, and we can show sort of 8 minutes of footage in total. But we're basically going to loop the same 8 minutes of footage. I could stop it after 1, I guess, but right. I don't think there'll be.
And this is the video is only for the first level as well, so not to give any spoilers as the other 3. Not that we got to play them all anyway.
Yeah, I think
me and Gary suck, but
yeah,
and Gary. So, yeah,
Here we go. All right, go on then. 3, 2, 1.
I thought you were going to talk about.
Oh no, go on. I was going to do a countdown just so I could start this video so we can.
Just start it. It'd be fine. I don't think I can't see Callum or John sat there with a stopwatch.
Once we get to 20 minutes past 3,
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
So
I liked it. Next.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we went in all together a few days ago when we got access to this, and we played through the first 2 levels together. We did the tutorial separately. So this is by Cytec, the developers of Windlands 2, and this is their next game, which is in style very similar to Windlands. It's expanded out a little bit. And the main difference, I suppose, is not too much other than the fact that you've got these different suits that you can now go in order to progress through. So this has got single player and co-op multiplayer as well.
I'm sorry, I've just seen what... Yes, I just saw that.
Have you not seen this?
I saw it.
Have you not seen this video?
No.
So this video is...
want to watch this.
Is it Lee made this video and edited it all together. So this is our different viewpoints while we were playing through for the first time, and you can tell that I managed to pick I got lucky and picked the best suit, clearly the best suit in this. So you've got 4 different suits that you can choose from to progress through these levels. And one is very similar to the Windlands one, where you've got like the grapple hook, and that's the one that Rog had. Then you've got like this Iron Man and Iron Man Boba Fett kind of suit, which is the one I had. And then Lee, you had this weird this weird one where you've got this
it's like a giant thing with a shield. Yeah, so that's why my avatar's Captain America. That's the only reason.
Yeah, the storm suit is the one what Gary was using to start with, and that is like infinitely the best one by an absolute country mile.
I was interested by that because I would have thought going into this, I was thinking, because clearly to me, when you go through and you can try all of these suits before you even start the game, I was thinking there must be some level of balancing in this, so they all balance out pretty much the same anyway. From what we played, the storm suit is just fantastic. I mean, the thing that with these games, not just this game, but Windlands and Windlands 2, I am sort of addicted to the movement style that they have in all of these games. Just progressing through the levels and moving through the levels is just addictive to me. I love that. And this is no different, but with that storm suit. I don't know if it's the same because I don't think Rog and Lee feel the same in the suits they initially had anyway.
Yeah, the problem I had with the grapple thing was you'd get to a certain height and then there'd be nothing above you to try and pull you up to get onto the platform you wanted to land on. And I found it really frustrating. Where with Windlands, there was always something there you could just grab onto to swing through. Where with this, it felt more like you had to make use of the platforms and other bits and pieces more. But that meant that if anybody's in the storm suit, they could just zip off ahead. Or there was one of the other, was it? So there's, what was it? There was Storm and Hunter.
One called Dash.
Storm and Hunter, because they sounded like gladiators. There was Blink.
Blink, yeah.
Oh, that's it, Blink, yeah.
I didn't like that one. I think that was the worst one. Was that the one with the goop, or was the other one with the goop?
No, the other one with the goop.
Mine's the one with the goop.
Yeah, that's the one. So Blink was the one where you could dash through certain things.
I called it something else on the video, Rog. You need to listen to what I call it.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to edit that out if I put the video out.
But Blink as well, that suit, you have to reach over your back to pull out the weapon, which is almost like an automatic frisbee.
Yeah, you pull it out your chest. You don't have to reach over your back.
Oh, is it your chest? Is it? Okay, right, got you. Yeah. I mean, for me, just to get onto it, I really like this. I'm a massive fan of Windlands and Windlands 2, and this is doing something very similar. And I think, although they're calling it a new IP, if it was called Windlands 3 and they made up a way of incorporating these 4 suits into the narrative, then it would make perfect sense. And
it's like, it's like Windlands 3. Oh, it's set 100 years in the future or something. It absolutely is Windlands 3.
But the movement style of how you'll move very quickly through these levels, you can jump really high. And especially with a suit, that storm suit, where you are basically like Boba Fett or Iron Man, and you can use this jetpack to progress really rapidly, and you can go around these levels. And there's got to be certain techniques. This is the thing why I like it as well. Although there's a bit of a learning curve, it feels like if you keep playing this and keep playing it, there's got to be certain techniques that you can get used to in order to just take advantage of some of the abilities that each suit has, especially that storm suit. I feel like it makes it feel like they're initially it's one of those things where it's easy to pick up, but it's difficult to master. And I really think that you could probably do some pretty special things with movement through these levels once you get to grips with the suits. And I like that, and I like that with Windlands 2 as well. So, yeah, I think gameplay-wise, it's very similar to Windlands 2. You're progressing through these levels, you've got a few enemies, then you've got a boss at the end of these levels. And the challenge comes from a combination of both just the platforming, working your way a path through these levels in the first place, but also, of course, the enemies as well. But, yeah, I really, really like this from what I've played so far anyway.
Well, I mean, I was on the fence a little bit. I spoke to you, didn't I, Gary? Said, I'm not sure because I'm not really very good at these type of things, coordination-wise, in real life or in games. So I was struggling with it a bit, but Gary did message me on Discord, I think the day after, and say, look, I've got half an hour. Do you want to jump in? And so we went on to level 3.
Yeah.
And I was basically saying I'm a bit with the environments, this and other. But level 3 is totally different. And that really swayed me more into thinking, yeah, you know what, this is actually really good. The environment was totally different, Rog. Loads of different things to do in that, traversing, canyons, all sorts going off. So that was a really good level. That we failed because Gary died. But I still think as well, we didn't realise that. If the person who's hosting the game, I don't know if this is true or not, dies, then you're all automatically reset and sent back to the main hub. Don't know if that's true or not, but that's what happened when we played,
it did happen. Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting thought from Artful. Could the person with the grapple use one of the other people? Could they grapple onto another person and use them to help get?
Oh, I didn't even think of trying
No,
that.
I didn't. No, I've no idea. I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
You're asking about secrets. I don't, if you mean like creator tags and things, no, but we did find some collectible things. But no, we've not seen anyone's faces or anything in this. I believe that may be something knocking about.
Well, that's the other thing with this as well. Not that side of things, but I mean, in terms of comparing this to Windlands 2, there's more scope with each of these suits, so you can upgrade them as well. So between each level, you collect all these different things. You've got just various collectibles anyway around the level, but then you can get this currency, these 2 types of currency that you can exchange for upgrades on your suit. So you can get more, for the jetpack suit, for example, you can get more fuel in your jetpack, or it recharges quicker and those kinds of things. But then you've also got, it looks like cosmetic things that you can spend this currency on as well, so you can just change the way your suit looks and stuff. So you don't really get any of that kind of stuff in Windlands 2 or anything. This seems to be taking some systems and expanding them in other areas as well. So to me, this game feels like an expansion, like they're branching out what they did on Windlands 2, but making it a game which feels very similar. That's what I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, the avatars as well, they do like blink. If you see, I don't know if you see it on this video or not, but you can see them blink, and the music's really good as well. So the music score's fantastic. So whoever's done that, I think I may have met the woman that does the music stuff with John. I can't remember. Maybe he'll be able to help me on that one. But just very quickly with the storm suit, I know we keep banging on about it because I think it's the easiest one to use when you first go into the game as well. Yeah. But you've got like little lasers you shoot with these. You can probably see on the YouTube video, you've got these little pointers you can shoot lasers. But the thing what impressed me most, and I thought, why has nobody thought of this before? And correct me if I'm wrong if somebody has. But when you put your hands, you've got a rifle, but to pick the rifle, you put your hands as if you're holding a rifle close to your headset, and the rifle materializes in your hands, right?
Yeah.
It's really clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does work.
It is one of those things, once you use it, you think, has nobody thought of this before? And I've no idea if anybody has or not, but it is one of those things, isn't it? You think, yeah, this just makes sense. I must admit, on occasion, once you go to when you want to stop using the rifle and you move your hands apart, occasionally I'd have to really sort of almost exaggerate my movement to get rid of the rifle and go back to the pistols.
Yeah, I will say I agree that sometimes it does get in the way. I noticed this really not too often, but when you're doing stuff on the not the settings menu, but these panels that you've got, sometimes if you bring your hands too close together, it will turn into the rifle, and all you want to do is select something on one of these panels to set up the mission or whatever, the next level. But yeah, minor thing. It's still a great way of alternating between 2 different weapons because you can do it instantly.
Yeah. I say I didn't have any.
Ran so smooth as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 70 frames constant. There was no dips, there was no nothing. Even multiplayer, it's one of the smoothest games I've played with performance-wise. Spot on.
Performance is excellent. Yeah. It is absolutely excellent. The only weird thing is on the grapple suit with what's got like, the Dr. Oculus. Not Dr. Oculus. Doc Ock Spider-Man.
Shout out Dr. Oculus.
Yeah, the Doc Ock arms, the robotic arms. If you turn and look at them, they're not updated every frame, and you can see them juddering. The rest of the game's running at full frame rate, but if you turn and look behind you to see the arms, they're sort of like updated every other frame or so, and
also maybe they've halved it for the suit.
They've halved it for performance reasons. The thing being is, unless you actually purposely turn and look at them, you never notice them anyway. But that's the only thing I could even notice from a performance point of view, and that seems to just have been done to keep the rest of the game running smooth. There's
a definite learning curve to it for anyone that's not played any game like this. If you're adverse in Windlands 2, then you'll probably pick this up straight away. I'm not so good at things like that. As you see on the video, there's various platforms to jump on. I just kept missing them and constantly dying. I will put that video out if people want to see it, but I'll have to go back and edit some of my language in it. But apart from that, and obviously you can't hear Rog either because we couldn't get his mic to work. Well, we was on call, weren't we? So it wouldn't record it. But it's really good.
It is good. The thing I would say is I was frustrated using the Windlands style suit to begin with, just because I didn't seem to have enough stuff high enough to grapple onto to get onto the platforms that I wanted to get onto. and it was frustrating. Where that storm suit is just lets you move about so easily.
It's so addictive to use that as well. I just find it, like I say, the movement just through the levels is addictive to me. And I felt like I say, I felt the same with Windlands 2. They've got a certain feel. All of these games have got a certain feel, which I really, really like.
Using the grapple on Windlands 2 felt infinitely more satisfying than it did on this.
Yeah.
Smoother. I mean, what we'll say it is, you go through, maybe each level's 20 minutes. I don't know. The ones we played about 20 minutes, half an hour, weren't they?
Yeah, something
and obviously
like that.
right at the end, you fight a big boss. But
definitely half an hour while we're waiting for you to catch up.
Oh yeah, obviously. It's nice, but nothing changes there. But I think there's 3 different ways. I think you said go, because I've not actually ever picked anywhere to go. Perhaps you can talk about this.
Yeah. So each level, it looks like again, I've gone into this twice. We played for about, was it just over an hour the first time, and then maybe half an hour we played?
Minutes.
20 minutes second time. So, but you go through and you have this level select, and it looks like you've got different routes. So, like for us, for example, Lee and I, we failed on that third level.
I think we'll have to put a little discrepancy in there. One of us died, and so the other one couldn't play anymore.
Well, it's team effort, but anyway, we failed, but that was route 1. So you can do route 1, and then you think, okay, so I've got to go through.
We were so close. Sorry, Gary. We were so close to beating that giant monster.
Oh, it was the last.
Really clever. The third boss is so good, right?
It was literally 2 hits we had left. I mean, it was so annoying. But the good thing is, because we went through,
to get to it.
we went through route 1. And we thought, well, we don't really want to go through and play through all of that level again, but then it provides different routes for each level. So supposing you fail on one route, you can go through a different route and maybe see different stuff and have different collectibles and things on the way there. So I like that idea, because I don't know if I've seen that same thing done in that way before, because it just makes you think, oh, it's not as bad, because we're not playing through exactly the same areas again to get to that end boss where we failed. We've got a little bit of variety in there, so I did like that aspect of work as well.
Also, there's a bits where we've got races as well. Like in Windlands 2, you had races. Whoever got to the finish line first, and apparently Gary's done some Olympic training for this, according to his scores, which Roger isn't happy about.
Well, yeah, number 1 globally at the moment, so. I mean, that's good. That's gone.
Baby.
That's gone.
We're doing all right, because I've got some of the number 1s on Echo Wars at the minute. You've got this, so it's not bad on the leaderboards. Just letting the side down.
I'll be honest.
I've got some numbers somewhere.
I'll be honest. As soon as this gets released, I reckon people are going to be knocking 30 seconds off my time, so it won't really matter anyway.
I mean, it were impressive. You knocked 4 seconds off the previous high score, and 4 seconds seems a hell of an increase.
It's the shortcuts you can do. There's a lot you can do with this. They're addictive as well. I can't stop playing the races, but anyway.
You've not got a set path, have you? You can go anyway. I think when we played it, I just you and Roger like running around, going on the paths and stuff, and I just flew all the way across and just went through one of the entrances.
Just for anybody listening, because Anakazi asked this in chat, and you've already answered him there. But you can play, if you want to play this by yourself, you can play it solo. Or you can play it up to 4-player co-op as well. So it has got difficulty levels as well. I think is the 4 difficulty levels: easy, medium, hard, and whatever.
I believe so. Yes, yeah.
And I think the suits also add an extra element to difficulty, because the storm suit is infinitely the easiest one. So there's a challenge to learning how to use the suits if you like that sort of thing. But I'd only play it with the storm suit, I think.
But the only thing I got really confused is when you've got your pointers where you're shooting, you see them on the YouTube video, they are white, and I was getting I was getting my arms crossed and not really, and then I was looking at the left one, but it's actually my right hand, and then I was pulling it different ways. If that makes different sense, I don't know. Whatever. You know what I mean, don't you? I would like them to maybe have color options, so maybe one's red, one's green, or whatever colors you want, then you'll be able to know, right, well, this is my left one, this is my right one. I know which one it is. I was getting a bit confused with that, but that's probably my only bugbear with it. And that's just a me thing. I'm sure everybody else will be plenty fine playing it like that.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, because this is, like I say, this is the first impressions. We've only played the first 3 levels, really. So I'm going to play. I'm finishing this game anyway. There's no doubt. I finished Windlands 2 a few times. I love it, and this is no different. I think this is one that I'm definitely going to play through either because I think you can just progress through at your own pace, and then if you want to do a co-op session as well on certain levels, you can do that. So I'm definitely going to do this, and hopefully in a few weeks on the next episode we can give the full review of it. But yeah, first impressions very good.
And a very quick shout out to whoever's picked the options and sorted the options out for this game because they are amazing.
Outstanding, yeah.
The smooth turning's great. Even on the sound, there's about 7 different settings for sound. You can go in and alter all the environments.
What was that option? We didn't. There's a knee option.
Knee strength.
Knee strength. Oh yeah, what the hell was that?
Is that because you would think that's jump height or something, or maybe, or if you fall too far, do you get damage? I didn't notice you got damage if you.
Because
there's dying.
It's a ground friction slider type thing as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because there is momentum. When you're running along the ground, there is momentum. I don't generally like that. There's a dial. You can alter it, but it seems to alter it very little. It hardly seems to make a difference. There's always sort of like a,
It definitely improved it for me. It made it a lot better.
Acceleration and deceleration to your movement while you're running. And I prefer it if it's like instant start and stop. It's more comfortable for me. Yeah,
this is how Windlands was as well. And I sort of, if you get used to that, I don't personally mind it. Although I know that, like you, I know that there are people that really dislike that kind of thing. But
But it's coming out. I think is it the 25th of this month?
Yes, that's right.
And I've not put the date on the doc, so sorry about that. But it is $29.99 or $23.99 in the UK.
Yeah,
is that the same price for Steam as well? Not entirely sure.
Yes,
according to VR2, but next year, right? Is that right?
I don't know about that one. But the price I believe is the same on Quest as it is on Steam. They only had one price on the press kit, so I assume that to be the case.
We have got Steam Access as well, so maybe we'll try that for next time and see if there's any major differences graphics wise on that. But I know it's a bit earlier release than what the Quest or up to Quest quality. I don't know, but I thought it was great fun.
But yes, very impressive on the performance anyway, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So well done, John. And I want a SciTech Games hat, please. Not that we're being paid anything to say any of this stuff. We all just think the game's great. But I'm in a private chat. Sorry, I'll make some content to it. It's in Twitter. I'm in a private chat, and everyone's got all these hats, and they've got a SciTech Games one. So I said, John, send me one, please.
3. Make that 3. 3, please.
Yeah, send 3, please. Send me 3, please. Have a great time at Connect. So that's where they've gone at the minute. So hopefully they'll get to watch this and give us some feedback what they thought. But keep it up, keep improving the game, and I need to just get good. And maybe I'll release this video if people want to see it. But like I said, it's only about 7 minutes long, and I suck. But it's great. Moving on to Sayonara Wild Hearts VR mod, Raj. Interesting.
Okay, so PD put out a video for, was it House of the Dead, the VR mod for that? And I thought, that looks all right. I'll have a look at that. And then I went to the Discord, and then I got distracted because there was a mod for Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is a bit of a bizarre game. I played through it flat. It's not a very long game, and it's sort of a reaction, collect 'em, slightly. It's not a rhythm game. There's timing elements, but and the video probably loses it without the music. But I noticed there was a mod for this anyway. So I thought, I'll have a look at that. And it's actually pretty good. It runs at like 120 frames wirelessly, this mod, to streaming it to the Quest. And performance was absolutely flawless. I just thought, I wish I could stream everything like that. It'd just be so good. It's a bit of it should be intense, but I think because a lot of the backgrounds are very sort of minimal and didn't have any problem with emotion, even though it's like panning around the character like mad at points, it can get rather crazy. But if you've got this in your library, go and give it a look because it's worth seeing it in VR. I mean, it's not perfect. It's a bit like, imagine using like UE VR and you'll always get like panels or something in the background where you can see there's like it's been framed for a monitor. So if you look too far one way or another, there's something missing or something cuts off. And you do sort of get that with it. The lighting in each eye on occasion can be a little bit mismatched, but you generally don't notice it. But it's just impressive to see from a performance point of view. And it's really good, and it shows that thing again, what I've said before, where putting something into just 3D, never mind it's in VR, but just being in, having a proper 3D view makes the game actually easier. Because the first time I went into this, I actually beat some of my previous high scores that I'd played, what I'd got when I originally played it back. And that was, this was years ago. It's been a good few years since I've played this. But yeah, jumping straight into it, and I was beating high scores that I had before, simply because on some of the areas you end up flying, and there's stuff to collect, and on a monitor it's really hard to get that sense of alignment because you're flying through the air. There's no shadow or anything to judge where you might be. But obviously, when you've got a proper 3D view, you can just see where you need to be to collect things, and it just made it so much easier. But it is kind of an intense experience. I don't know, have either of you guys ever played this at all?
I've not, no.
No. Looks really nice.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, PD says, do you think you have more of an advantage in VR in this game? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. It's like 100% easier in VR. It's. I wish they'd do a proper mod for it. I wish the developers do a proper mod. Sort of ease off on some of the camera panning on some of the levels, maybe zoom you out a little bit more on some, where the camera is on some locations. And you could have a really good VR game. It runs amazing. This is a mod and it runs amazing. So if the devs could actually put this into proper VR, make a proper VR mod, a native VR mode on it, it'd be fantastic. PD, it's called Sayonara Wild Hearts. You can get it on, obviously you won't be able to play it in VR, but you can get it on console as well and everything. But yeah, it's been out long enough that I imagine it probably goes on sale. I have absolutely no idea. I picked this up ages ago. I think I might have had it on PlayStation first, and then I've double dipped because I bought it on PC as well. So I imagine I probably must have picked it up on a sale at some point, or maybe the other way around. I can't even remember now. Or maybe it was in a bundle. I really can't recall. But yeah, keep an eye out. If you've got it in your library, it's worth a try. But yeah, this is by Astian, and it's on the Farmer True VR Discord. And I was looking on there, and the amount of VR mods that I didn't know even existed. But yeah, so I was playing this again last night to capture some footage, and spent another hour in it again. But yeah, I like it. It's really, really good in VR. You can see where it fails, like I say, where it's been framed for a monitor in places. But yeah, it's decent. If it's in your library, definitely give it a go. And if you see it on sale, definitely pick it up and have a try, because you don't need a beast of a machine to run this smoothly at all.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, finishing off for the games that we've been playing is Gary, who's been playing BattleGroupVR2 Demo. I don't know anything about this.
No, I don't.
Gary, you still there?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I was muted. Yeah, I've just
that can go in our application for podcast of the year. We'll put that bit in.
So I've literally just downloaded this from my Quest gallery. So I've not edited the video or anything like that. It's just me playing a little bit for the first time. I might make a video on my channel with this, just as I played through this, but. This is, so obviously the sequel. This is Battlegroup VR2. This is a sequel to the original Battlegroup, which I picked up in, I think it was part of some Humble Bundle or something like that ages ago. And so it's in my Steam library, the original is, and I've only literally 10 minutes. I've not even looked into it too much, but the developer has been promoting this one a little bit more, and it seems to expand on the original quite a lot. But this is a real-time strategy VR game, space game. And you're on this huge sort of freighter type ship, and you're in control of managing all the fleet and all this kind of stuff. But you're standing on the bridge of this ship as you do all this stuff. So I'll fast forward through this video a little bit, but
this is looking like a space version of Carrier Command. Well, that's my instant thought.
Yeah, it's don't know a lot about carrier command, to be honest, so difficult for me to.
Basically stood on a bridge and commanded stuff.
Is that, yeah? I mean, it is that, but obviously, so you've got, it's real-time strategy. So you've got this map, like this hollow map in front of you as you're standing on this bridge, but then you've got a multitude of other controls as well. One of the things I'll say when I first went in, so this is a demo that anybody can play on Steam. It got released a couple of days ago. I believe the full game is coming out in early access at some point relatively soon as well. But this is it's complex. It's more complex than you might initially think in terms of a VR game, like a real-time strategy VR game. They all seem to be a little bit watered down, or at least a lot of the ones that I've played, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are. And this is not really watering down anything. Now, I've played through the tutorial, and at the end of the tutorial, I felt like I got to grips with most of it, but there was a lot I still didn't really understand about managing all these ships, managing the fleet, even though it went through it. And there's a lot of items on these menu systems that you can bring up as well that I think, well, did the tutorial even cover those? And maybe the tutorial will be expanded later on. Maybe you'll just get to know what you need to do as you play the game anyway. I think I've got enough to dive into the main game now and, make some headway in there. But I liked what I've played so far a lot. Now, performance was a little bit hit and miss, but that was probably because I was recording. I was locking at 60 FPS, reprojected just to get the smoother footage. I need to go in and refine performance a little bit with this. I was playing on really high settings as well, but generally it was running perfectly fine, but you might notice a few little dips here and there in the video as well. There's a lot of stuff that you have control over, and I think this is going to really appeal to, more hardcore real-time strategy fans than maybe something like older games like Brass Tactics, or what are those other like real-time RTS games on Quest. There's others that like space ones on there as well. They're a little bit more watered down, a little bit more basic. This is a little bit more hardcore, I would say. But I really like that. And I think is because I've only played, 30, 40 minutes of it, basically going through the tutorial, I'm still too early to know how much I still need to know in order to play the game. But they've done a fantastic job in presentation, in how it looks, and also how it plays. So you've got this hollow map in front of you. You can see on the video, I'm guiding the main ship, which is the only one in my fleet at the moment, on this hollow map, guiding it where to go. And then the ship that you're standing on the bridge of will move around without your control because it's just following the path that you've set it on. It can be a little bit disorientating as well by doing that, because especially if you're standing up playing VR. But, you probably got to have your VR legs, or you can play this seated. There's no reason you can't play this game seated as well. You don't really move around too much.
There's multiple stations here, so is this multiplayer or is it just single?
As far as I only, like I say, I've only gone through the tutorial. As far as I know, it's single player. And I don't know because that would be good, because it would be like a Star Trek bridge crew kind of equivalent thing.
That was the thing with Carrier Command, or the VR version.
Yeah.
Which I never really looked at much, to be honest. I always remember the ST and Amiga version. But yeah, with Carrier Command, I think it was like 8 or 10 stations you could have, basically multiplayer.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to look now. So it says single player on the Steam page, so it looks like it is single player. Although, maybe they can add something like that in. It probably wouldn't be a small task, but because the thing is, everything is there. You've got multiple menus. You can click on your ship. You've got multiple systems within each ship itself. Then you can group the ships together into a formation, move them around as one, separate them up. You've got different weapon systems different systems on the enemy ships that you're targeting as well. So you can target weapons or engines, and it goes really in depth. These are all things that we've seen in many, many other games. You can do the same thing in lots of other games as well, but when you bring it all together into this interface, the tutorial tries to it does do a great job of guiding you through. I'm just left at the end of that tutorial thinking, I'm not confident in every single aspect of what I'm supposed to do here. So yeah, that's where I've left it. I've played 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, however long the tutorial takes to get through, and maybe a little bit into the open world as well. But yeah, I think they've done a fantastic job of presentation. I think how much you like the game will really come down to how much you like really diving into these different systems, really.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to have a look at that. I
Yeah.
mean, can't complain to have it for a free demo, can you?
No, exactly. Yeah. I'd recommend.
My
I'd
PC
recommend
sweat just looking at it, so I don't think I'd be able to run anything like that. That's for sure.
Yeah. And the other thing, I'll finish off just by saying that the other thing with this, although I think it feels complex and at this moment in time, as is always with the case with these types of games, the more you play it, you probably, an hour or 2 hours down the line, you think, oh, why was I even struggling with any of these systems? Or why did I think it was as complex as that? It's really not that. So that might come as well. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's it.
Nice.
For Battle Group VR2.
So that's what we've been up to the past few months, apart from one thing, which was not really playing a lot of VR because of the stupid heat, which leads me on to the next thing we were going to talk about, which is Rog sent us a link in Discord a couple of weeks back, maybe, saying the Quest 3 interface, Rog, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Sports interface or fitness interface?
Open facial interface.
Open facial one. Well, it's the one with all the bits missing out it, basically, that I slammed when they first came out. Roger sent a link for that, and they were on sale in the UK only, I believe, but they were £10, $9.99. So we all picked one up and said to each other, oh, we've just all bought one to give it a try. And while I'm not a big fan of some of the Meta accessories, I will say this is probably my favorite one. I absolutely love this facial interface, which is kind of ironic in a way, because when I had the Pico and it didn't quite cover the corners of my face, so I had a little gap, so it was like mirroring on some of the lenses, and I hated that I got that gap there. And Dr. Oculus actually printed me some 3D adapters off, which pushed the facer close to my face, so I could basically close it in, and that was great for me. Now I've gone full circle, half of the interface is missing, and I like that more.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. So what did you both think to this? But I absolutely love this.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Phil M, who posted this on the Cross Button VR Discord. As of this moment, you can still get it for a tenner. It's still on sale for a tenner on Amazon UK. So if you want one, go and pick one up. Yeah, this is great. I love it. It's my new favorite interface, definitely. I did take. It comes with a thin and a thick sort of pad, which you can remove, which is just Velcroed on. What you just take that off, and I did put on a pleather pad I've been using for. I've no idea what interface it come from. Actually, I've got so many flipping interface pads. What I've knocking around now. What I've swapped and changed between different interfaces that I've no idea where it came from. But if you've got like a pleather pad that you prefer from a previous facial interface, then you can use that on it as well. But it's so nice. It just stops. It stops that. If you're doing something active, it stops that stingy, sweaty eye build up, doesn't it? It just, you've got airflow. It's just so good.
Yeah,
it's great just see look out the corner of your face as well, isn't it? Just see what's going off in the surrounding areas as well.
Yeah.
And I know Arthur said he still wears his Quest 3 with no interface, but this, honestly, you can't even see it when it's on. You can't, as in, it looks like there's nothing there, right? When you got it on your head, it's really strange.
I would say it's not quite as good as just using a halo for the amount.
Yeah,
you can see where the part that rests on your cheeks. I can see that at the bottom, so it blocks off a little bit there. But I don't like having a halo with no facial interface. I just couldn't use that. It wasn't stable enough for me. So I'm just using like a normal. Can't remember what. I can't even remember what.
And it's sort of got like a spring on the top part as well, so it sort of moves, doesn't it? It's obviously designed for fitness and stuff when it's moving around on your face.
You don't set like a distance, do you? But the top of it actually, if you tighten the head, if you tighten your head strap, the top part actually it's sort of springy, so it can push you. It can push the interface closer to the lenses. So but it's. Obviously, I think some games, if you're playing a horror game or something, maybe you wouldn't want to use this because you want it sort of as dark as you can be. Although if you've got a Quest 3 SO, if you've got an IR illuminator, it wouldn't matter, would it? But it's I do like it. It just makes it just feels more comfortable just having that airflow there. And I say I don't like using the halo strap without using an interface, even though I did like the openness of that. But this is a good compromise. Let's say a tenner. bargain. 40 quid, there was no way I was spending 40
Absolutely
quid.
no chance on earth of picking up 40 quid.
You open the box and you think, is there a tenant's worth of materials here? No. And for 40 quid, it'd be just a rip-off. But for 10 quid delivered, it cost.
That's what I said when it first came out, right? When they bought all these fascias out, they bought like an orange one out, a blue one, they bought this one out. And I'm like, well, why is that the same price as the others when half of it's missing?
Yeah.
What am I paying for? But now I'm like, 10 quid, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it. I'm one of those people though that if I'm going into VR, I like to be completely closed off and fully immersed in it. And I know a lot of people like having that open. I think Steve's mentioned, when Steve's been on the show before, he's mentioned that he uses like the open kind of thing. And a lot of people really like it, and I can get on board with it. I still feel like if I'm playing games, I want to be fully immersed in there. But for mixed reality stuff, and also I've mentioned before on the show that I do use the Quest 3 for a little bit of productivity, not a huge amount, but I'll go into Google Docs and do spreadsheets and stuff like that for work in there, and this is great for that. And the number one thing is, like you've mentioned, Lee, when it's a hot day and you need the airflow in there, this is perfect. You've got no fogging, there's no problems there, and it just feels more comfortable to have this as well. So, I think it's got its place for me, but it's not one that I will use all the time.
For me, games-wise, it depends on the game. If I'm playing like Walkabout Mini Golf, or if I'm playing something, a brightly lit game, then I've absolutely no problem in using this interface, It's if I was playing something like Alien Isolation, maybe, or if you're playing something like Metro, where you want it dark, then no, it's probably not the interface for that. But for like, I don't know, for probably 70-80% of the things I play, this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I've won it for everything. I've won it for Alien Isolation, all the horror games. I just think it's great. I want to keep wearing it all the time.
But if you're in the UK, Amazon, 10 quid, go get one.
My only slight annoyance, and you probably back me up on this, the pair of you. Why couldn't we have this on sale at the beginning of bloody summer, and then we could have played VR and had some more podcasts out?
Yeah, it came along at the wrong time, didn't it? The price, but maybe it was though. Maybe nobody spotted it.
We just didn't notice it. Yeah,
it's like, why would you bother checking?
Apparently, it's not that price in the US either. So that sucks a little bit. But maybe they'll get a sale for it. But so go pick one up if you're into your open interfaces. I love it. I mean, I'll wear it all the while now for everything I do. Not that it improves my gameplay any, but there you go. And Rog, you have stolen Gary's Pimax Crystal, I believe.
Yes.
I did steal it. When we went up last time, Gary says, "Oh, do you want to borrow the Pimax Crystal, Rog? Give it a go." And Rog went, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. So yes, this is me with very grainy video. Probably because it's like the lighting conditions in my room are terrible, and for some reason Dirt Rally only captured the top left quarter of the image. I don't know. But it's very different being able to sit down and just use a headset at your leisure rather than like going and visiting somebody and using one for 20 minutes. It's a very different experience. Because I was always sort of massively impressed when I tried the Crystal. And then again when we tried the was it the Super, whatever it was when we tried when we came down Super last time.
Yeah.
So Pimax headsets out of the box are comfort wise, frankly, bloody awful. They're not good. I will caveat that by saying they are bloody awful if you have to wear glasses. Because the interface, it's so close, you can't basically. The lenses are that close to you. That close to your eyes. If you wear glasses, you're screwed without modifying it. Now you sent me, Gary, an insert and a top strap as well. The Studio Form top strap that was. And that made a massive difference. And it's usable. At that point, it's usable, but out of the box, it wasn't. It's like I was saying to you, Gary, earlier on. It's like if it had been cheap enough, I'd have picked up some lens inserts to use for a few months because I'm sure it'd be great then. But it isn't all that. The comfort sort of thing aside, it is nice. It's it just the FOV is better than than a Quest, obviously, and the colours as well. And here we are flying around in air car yet again. It's
Yeah.
like I could spend so long in that. It's just ridiculous. It is the best chill out sort of experience for me I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's the rain that does it, I think. Yeah. How much are these? How much are crystals?
Well, they've I think they've discontinued the original crystal, which this one is now. So
how much was it when it came out?
It was about 1,500, 1,600 quid, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have paid $1,000 for it. There's absolutely no. There's no way.
No.
And it's the weight. It was the weight and the comfort. It's ridiculous. You definitely have to mod it to make it usable. But yeah, it's an older headset now anyway, but still, it's.
It's basically the same. You can get like a Crystal Lite now. If you want it for PC VR, you can get what is equivalent to this without all the all-in-one nonsense, the standalone nonsense they put in the Crystal, the original one, which is next to useless anyway. You don't need that at all. But you can get Crystal Lite for about, I don't know, 700 quid, I think it is. But I've got a Crystal Lite and the lenses are not great on it. So the people complain about the lenses on it, and you can get replacements, so that might solve it. But yeah, this is the thing. I personally wouldn't buy one. I've said this many, many times. I wouldn't buy the Super. I've got the Super that they've sent me. I think I've got to send the Super back whenever they ask for it anyway. But I've said I wouldn't buy one. As good as it is in certain aspects, it's just, I think there's more. It feels. Do you feel like with the Pimax Play software, although I've never had any real problems with it, everything just feels a little bit more finicky on a Pimax headset to get in and out of VR. And there's nothing I can even put my finger on, because it's not like the software's not working or anything. It's just feels more hassle with it.
It's yeah. When I went to set up just to grab some video of it the other day, I couldn't get it connected, and what it was there's like a little box what goes into your display port and then into USB as well, and it was the USB cable. I thought I'd lost the cable to start with, because all I could find was what I thought was, I don't know if you've got like I was going to say Samsung, not Samsung, external hard drives. Who makes external hard drives? I'm trying to think.
Western Digital, or
it wasn't Western,
Seagate.
No. Seagate, that's it. Give me this. They've got like a proprietary sort of connector on the back of their hard drive, external hard drives.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought it was one of those, and it wasn't. It was for the flipping for the headset. So I found the cable, plugged that in, and it still wasn't connecting. And finally, I went back round and sort of thought, I'll disconnect, reconnect everything, and that connector is so. It doesn't really click in. It's very it's a bit loose, and it was what was stopping it from connecting. But yeah, it's software-wise, it was fine to launch something, but I found I was having problems. Unless after I'd finished playing something, I'll generally have to come back out and it'd go drop into Steam Home. But then I'd find to get the next thing launched, if I tried to launch something from Steam Home, performance would suddenly just tank, and it was a slideshow. What I found that is if I came out of Steam Home and shut down VR altogether and then just launched the game from Steam, it was fine and it just worked. But there was a definite iffiness between going in and out of stuff, or from one thing to another. As long as I shut everything down first, shut VR down altogether and then just launched a new game and launch Steam VR again, it was fine.
Yeah.
Just
quickly. Sorry, Rog. Just quickly, a quick question. Just while we're on this, but what were you running? Like, what resolutions were you running at on your PC? And generally, was it okay on yours, or?
I don't know what the res was. I know the first time initially I had. I don't know. It was set on possibly.
Balanced. It's probably defaulted to balance.
Might have been balanced.
Yeah.
I know the other day I turned it down to performance.
Right.
I mean, Air Card still looked as good as it ever did.
Yeah.
But Dirt Rally definitely took a hit on the visuals. You could see it was slightly lower res than it should have been. And I know it does run better than than I had it when I was playing it the other day. So yeah, it's. Again, that's the other thing you've got to consider, isn't it, with these headsets, is what performance can you get out of it?
Yeah.
And now this thing has got eye tracking, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
The problem being, I don't know whether again it's because of wearing glasses. It just does not work for me. It's so off. The eye tracking is so off. It was unusable. I just had to turn it off.
Oh, that's that's.
And
no
I
good.
guess my glasses were getting in the way. I guess they were interfering. Maybe. I
Maybe,
don't know.
yeah, that's weird.
But,
yeah, I didn't.
But
know.
even on the test, it just wasn't working properly.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, I did zone out from part of this video. I'd have to catch it back, and I'm not being ignorant. I just want to apologise. But on the video, there's a yellow helmet on the edge of Roger's desk, I believe, and I'm trying to work out what the hell that is. But I think I know what it is. Is it from when you went to Dig VR?
Oh yeah,
VR helmet. Yeah.
Or just like it was like Charlie Brown moment for most of that. I'm like, what is that on the edge of Roger's desk?
Yeah, it's got the Dig VR logo on the front.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about that helmet is it's not just like a plastic toy. It's a proper certified like hard hat. It came with it's got proper instructions in it and everything with what it's rated to. Oh dear.
I reckon you're such a fan of Dig VR that you maybe did that pre-order for the special edition where you got a full JCB or something. They did that, didn't they?
In his back garden.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's
used
got
the helmet for.
It's just off camera.
Yeah, I couldn't get the loan.
Brilliant. That's great. I just couldn't work out what it was, and it suddenly clicked, and I was like, right. And then you're on about something about glasses, something about eye tracking. So that's how long it took me to work that out. But yeah, Pimax Crystal, everybody. It's weird how they discontinued it, but that's Pimax, though, isn't it? They're probably on to the next
They're always doing the next thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love the visuals in it. I do like the visuals in the headset. It is.
The visuals were great when we tried it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We just haven't got the PCs to run it. That's the thing.
Just to clarify, I'm pretty sure they've discontinued it only because they've released the Crystal Light now, which is sort of the replacement, and the Crystal Super, which is basically the same price as, I think that's 1,500-1,600 quid. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just I'd need them to horrifically drop the price of their headsets before I'd even consider one. I mean, in the early days, I would never have considered a Pimax. These days, it'd be price. It'd be price and the fact that they need to get the weight down. More than anything.
Yeah.
It's your hardcore dudes, though, isn't it? The sim rigs, the flight simulators.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, I think for certain people, I mean, there's definitely certain people that are just into their sims, very specific sims that absolutely love these headsets. But once again, I don't consider it an all-rounder. So you've got to, if you want something for everything, then I don't think this is the headset for it. I don't think any headset that Pimax have released is that kind of thing. Yes, which is why I play still predominantly in Quest 3 or PSVR2 or those.
This is the thing. Going back from this, put the Quest 3 on. Oh dear, wow! It's just it's so much more comfortable with the setup I've got.
Yeah,
especially with that interface on.
Yeah.
Right, this next part is for PD, specifically for him. In the news section, I think was this yesterday, or did I send this yesterday to you, Gary?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, on the dock that. The Switch have announced a Virtual Boy accessory for the Nintendo Switch. Is it for the Switch and Switch 2, I think?
It is, yeah.
I swear we've joked about this before. I'm sure
we did.
I'm positive we said, oh yeah, the only thing they'll ever do is maybe you can put a Switch into a dock or something. Oh, they've done it and more, haven't they? It literally is a Virtual Boy replica.
But only available in America and Canada. Is that right?
Yeah, apparently it says it at the end of the trailer that you have to be a Switch Online member in Canada or the US, I believe. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what it seems to be.
It's like, I'll say I'll be gutted, but I'll be annoyed if it doesn't, because I would get one to have a look at it.
So this price, I believe it's like $100, isn't it, for this case?
Yeah.
Now they're releasing a cardboard version, like the Labo thing as well, that you can get for $25, I think. So I don't know if it's just the plastic one that you can't get anywhere else, or if it's everything. I mean, it's just a bit of cardboard. The other one is, but. Yeah, you'd want the proper one, I suppose, if you want to do it. Although $100, what do you think? Is that? I mean,
I think it's is it? I think it's really clever how they've done it, because we always want to pay on the virtual virtual computer museum.
Look, it's there's an argument for and against, isn't there? It's like $100 for a plastic shell, because that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like, or $25 if you want the cardboard one. $25 for cardboard and a couple of lenses.
Plastic lenses, yeah.
It's they're playing on nostalgia definitely, but I'm sure people on the VR, who do VR channels and podcasts and whatever will be jumping on it to make content just because it's Nintendo.
It just looks cool, though, right? It looks cool
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, I suppose. I can see why there's for and against it, because it's like, it's $100 for a plastic shell.
I'm glad they're doing it. I do think $100 is a bit excessive, but then again, it looks it looks quite substantial. You've got the stand, the same Virtual Boy stand and everything on there included, and the thing that, because I don't know, you guys have, well, I know Rog, because we've got some footage of you playing the Virtual Boy game as well, that Mario Tennis, but you can get an emulator that you can play in any headset, as far as I know, that you can go and play all these old games anyway, if you want to reminisce about it.
Yeah, the emulator is called Virtual Boy Go. So did it come out on the Oculus Go, and then it's been sort of going ever since, I think.
Yeah.
So the current version obviously works with Quest. You can get it on SideQuest.
Yeah. So I played this ages ago as well, but I can't remember. Well, I played Mario Tennis was the main one, wasn't it? And then there's other. What was the other Mario like side-scrolling game that they had on there? Was it? Or was it Wario? It might have been a Wario.
If you leave the video on, it should go on to Wario.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Onikazi is saying $100 might be okay if you include an OG controller. I very much doubt they'll include a controller, but you'll just be using the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the cardboard one, that's how that's how they're showing it. But on the other one, it doesn't show that you would. Oh yeah, I guess you would just be using the Joy-Cons though. Either.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, main fan says VB Gin emulator on PC too. You can use. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
that does look cool.
It's I don't know. There's because they're releasing all of these games. Is it all of the original games? Because there's only about 20 games, weren't there, released on the Virtual Boy?
Did they say 14 or 16 games? I think it was it 16 they're releasing? Something like that. There's not many games.
But that's probably the entire library, though, isn't it? I don't think that's.
I think there might be a few more. I'm not entirely sure.
No.
If you look at resources on the net.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's your friend.
It's pretty much the most of the collection, at least, I think.
I'm glad they're doing it for people that want it. I don't know if I'd pay $100 for it, but yeah. Are you going to get one, Rog? Do you reckon? Oh no, you can't. Well, if you can somehow get hold of one.
This is the problem, isn't it? It's not getting hold of one. It's like whether we'd actually be able,
if it's bound to an account.
Connect him from. It's bound to. I've got a UK account now. What's going to happen there? It makes you wonder if they'd actually just released the Virtual Boy games playable on a flat screen for everybody else. Why just release it? Why just release it and make it only available if you buy the accessory? It's like, yeah.
Is there anything that any of the games do though, where you need the 3D? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. No, not really. The 3D does look sort of fairly decent. On the Wario one, for example, that you can jump on a boost pad, what will send you flying into the background, or there's stuff what swing backwards and forwards, and it's easy to see when you're supposed to walk past because it's in 3D.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's nothing particularly where you'd need it to be in actual 3D. It just looks sort of cool. Somebody said, can you change the colour? And I've absolutely no idea if you can or not.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Philo said, does the side quest version have a way to change colour? I don't know. I didn't look in the settings, in all honesty. I just left it.
But yeah, not a lot to say really, I suppose.
No. Oh, that was a question. Duckstew said, can you jump into the VR mode on the Switch too? Somebody, I think it was Upload VR. Somebody asked the question of, I wonder if you'll be able to play, because Mario Odyssey, I think was it Captain Toad Treasure Tracker or whatever it was, and something else had VR modes on the Switch, what you could use with Labo. So obviously the question's being brought up, would you be able to use these old Labo VR games on this?
Yeah.
Or at least on the cardboard version. So no idea. I bet they don't patch it to do that, but
I mean, it is.
Breath of the Wild had VR mode. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I played a bit of that on the original Labo. I've still got that. Labo thing.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I played the Mario one and Breath of the Wild. The big problem with that is the screen wasn't low persistent. So I mean, it was ridiculous. You move it around. I mean, it was unbelievable. So yeah, weren't great.
Yeah, so this adapter anyway apparently works with Switch. It works with Switch 2. It doesn't work with Switch Lite because of the screen size, I think. So. But
right.
yeah, I don't know. If we could get one working, I'd have one just to cover it on the podcast. I think just to have a play about. But
yeah, I think it's nice. I like the idea of it. I think I'm just harping on the retro thing of it. Really,
yeah, that's it. It's not out till next year anyway, so
it gives time for Nintendo to bring it out in the UK. Next on the news, we have well, obviously it's Meta Connect next week. Yay! So right, I'll put this out to anyone listening, anyone watching, and to you guys as well. Are you going to watch this? Because I'm not.
If I'm around, I'll probably will. But yeah,
I'll probably skip. I'll probably skip through the highlights. It's all going to be AR glasses, isn't it?
It's not a Quest. It's not a Quest year this year or a VR year at all. I don't think so. No. I'm still interested in the glasses, but just not at this stage. That's the thing. I know they're going to probably announce these HUD glasses, these smart glasses with heads-up notifications and things like that, which is moving in the direction where I'm getting more interested in it rather than just the Ray-Ban AI glasses and stuff. But it's still not really there to interest me that much to the point where I won't. I've got no interest in picking these glasses up yet. But maybe in a few years' time or 5 years' time when they're doing more, they've got more functionality, maybe I will at that point. But
I want the AR glasses as I imagine it in my head. I know I'm not interested.
We spoke about it a few times, haven't we, Rog?
I'm just not interested in a notification popping up in one eye.
No, especially one eye.
No.
I don't want to pay £900 for something that my phone does. Anyway, probably better at this moment in time. Well, in the future, definitely, but not at the moment.
No, that's the thing. To me, these are like so I've got an iPhone, and then years after the Apple Watch came out, I got the Apple Watch 4, right? Now, I wasn't bothered. When they announced the Apple Watch, I was never that bothered about it because basically it was a notification tool. You get a notification, get a message, you can look at your wrist rather than pulling your phone out the pocket. But then it's got these fitness applications and things like that, which is, I use the Apple Watch quite a bit now, but I waited until the 4th generation before I got it. And even then, it wasn't like, I've got to get this fantastic device. It was more got to the point where I thought, I want one. I want to, see if it fits in. I've still got the Apple Watch 4. This is probably like, I don't know even how old it is, 7 years old now. At this point, I've got no desire to upgrade it to the latest version or anything. And that's all it is. It's a notification thing, and it can track your exercise and things like that, which is really what these glasses are going to be at this stage. Now, I don't want an Apple Watch equivalent for my face at the moment, but in future, when they get more functionality and they can start to maybe replace a lot more functionality of the phone in general, that's when I think I'm going to want to jump in. But
this is the thing, though. I mean, how many? And we're hoping like 10 years, right? I'm hoping 10 years. I'm hoping it's no longer than that. Otherwise, the notification I get on my glasses will be to change my nappy. And that's the sort of type of thing that I'll be getting by the time they get the glasses that I want.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to know time frame on this as well, because I think what they're saying is around 2028, 29, maybe you might get something, a cut down version of those Orion glasses that they gave demos of last year or so. Even then, it's still not going to be up to the functionality of those. They'll be sort of cut down versions. So we'll see all of this stuff anyway. But
it's just, I mean, we've said it before, and it's whoever gets these glasses out, whoever gets the pair out that, I don't need my phone now because this pair of glasses does everything, wins. Simple as that. And this is why they're putting billions and billions and billions, and this race with Apple more than likely. And I've seen a few other brands coming out as well. The first to get these glasses out is going to make a killing.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I know. I can see it's just having Meta and Apple, maybe Samsung ones down in the future. Who knows? But it's something interesting. I never thought we'd get something like this. I never thought we'd get an iPad, to be fair. When I watched that on Star Trek, I thought, wouldn't it be great to have one of those what Picard's using?
This is it's not even like going back to sort of like the original series when I was a little kid. Yeah, they're walking around with like you never saw the screen, but you could see you were writing on some sort of computer pad, and it was like, wow, it was. Yeah, I think this is what kids don't get. It's like for some of us that was like something that had never happened.
Yeah, that was the sci-fi.
Yeah, and now everybody in the dog walks around with one, in their pocket. It's crazy.
But this is the thing. I'm really the truth is I'm really excited for AR glasses if they can get to the point where they can actually do what they want to do, replace your mobile phone and do all of this stuff, because that's really where they want to get to with this. They want to replace the mobile phone with glasses eventually, and like you say, Lee, the first company. Well, I think they're all going to be just moving along the same time path. I don't think there will be one company that gets there first. I think there'll probably be maybe an Apple or a Google or any number of other companies that are definitely going down this path. It's inevitable that they're going down this path. Whether they can get there in the near term or it takes longer is another question. I love the idea of these glasses, but MetaConnect this year, is it really? I don't know. I'll probably will watch it if I'm around, but it won't be a huge amount of excitement.
Highlights of
maybe watch the keynote just in case. But
I have too many questions regarding glasses, like lens prescriptions and things like that. And how does it work? Does it project onto the glass, or does I don't know. I don't know how it works, so it'd be interesting to see.
These, I think they'll still use waveguide in this first iteration, but there'll be. They're sort of monochrome, so they've only got one colour, and also they're only displaying in one eye. This is the other thing. Maybe I need to try it, but I can't imagine that being comfortable. Just having a notification in your right eye.
Yeah,
don't make any sense.
I said that to you, didn't I, Rog? I said you're going to get folks walking around town wearing them. I mean, surely you can't watch YouTube or anything like that. I'd be stumbling into lampposts and all sorts.
People do that with their phones anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Well, sometimes I have to dodge them. That's
the thing. That is a good thing about it. I would say, like, you don't need to be
into lampposts.
well, if it's you and I'm there to witness it, I'd love that.
Yeah, to video it.
Yeah, but rather than walking along with your phone and you're looking down constantly, at least you've got maybe some notification. What I would love is like some kind of, it doesn't even need to be like 60 OF or anything like that, but glasses that can maybe display some kind of video in the corner as you're walking along. I'd love that. I would love it. I'd watch Netflix as I'm going on a long walk or something like that. Yeah, fantastic.
I don't want these cameras everywhere though, because I'd be paranoid. Like someone's going to try and steal them. So I'd want them like what's the cars that run on the Teslas where they've got the side cameras on the side so they can see behind if anyone scratches it when they don't like them. I could do with two little cameras at the side so I could see people behind me if they're going to come up and nick them off my head.
Yeah.
Maybe that is really future. I'm just talking in a dream world.
Main fan says he's had LASIK, so he doesn't want to go back to glasses, though we do contacts. I think that's even further.
I think that's definitely way past my time, mate. It'll be someone else's podcast. We'll
be dead and buried by then.
There's companies working on that. I can't understand how that even works. I don't even understand how does that even work? How does that even begin to work? Contact lenses that can display AR stuff.
Not a clue.
Bonkers.
Not a clue.
Well, anyway.
About that, though.
I was just going to say, MetaConnect. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe we won't, and we'll see what happens. But there won't be a lot of VR either way.
Yeah.
I went very quickly because I know we're running out of time. But did you guys see the Apple software announcement for?
No.
I think that's to do with glasses as well. It was sadly but dadly. I still like that he's using that name, by the way, on Twitter. It's great. It was something to do with they're altering how the lenses work with software. So if you wear glasses, I think this is right, then it can like sort of put your prescription in, Rog. So you don't need to wear any inserts or anything like that. It's all software based. Now I could be wrong. I don't know if it's for a certain thing or not. I don't know, but
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
They've implemented that as well. If you go on Twitter, just search sadly but dadly, and then he commented on it yesterday. I think that was yesterday as well. I've just added that literally on the show notes, so apologies there. We've not got any video or anything like that, but yeah, go check that out maybe to see what that's all about. That's something that Meta should be doing. So we don't have to buy inserts. They can just alter the software to your lens prescription. Now that'd be kind of cool.
The problem
you wouldn't need to wear glasses, Rog.
Yeah, you can't do that without hardware though. You've got to have. No, you can't. It's literally impossible.
What's the thing Apple's got out then?
It's just physics. That's just physics. There's got to be something. Yeah, you've got to have something hardware-wise, because you can't. I've seen people try and go on about this in the past and say, well, what can't you just distort it so it's distorted in the opposite way to your eye? No, because if you distort an image, if your vision isn't good enough, all you're going to see is an even blurrier vision of a distorted image.
No, okay, so I've got the tweet up now. So he's saying
mess everything up.
No, he's saying so. Vision OS 26 added a fully software-based prescription system for those who suffer from visual impairments such as cross eyes or double vision. So this is different. Yeah, so you don't need to buy a physical prescription to use this feature. You can change the prism values of your prescription.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not it's not correcting short-sightedness or anything like that. It's a different thing.
So false information by me again, but that's nothing new.
Misinformation on Recentered.
The little bit of prescriptions, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, cool, and got it totally wrong. But so that's good to know. So if you're one of our cross-eyed listeners, which I'm sure we've got many, you'll be able to use that on your Apple Vision.
Now, if Meta could come out with that, like the half dome prototypes they were doing with the adjustable lenses, where you had stacks, literally, you could
very focal,
very focal. That's the name.
Yeah.
Then yes, you could.
Which they are. I mean, that will probably appear in VR headsets at some point, but
yeah, give it another 10, 15 years.
Man, I'll need milk bottles by then.
Yeah.
There's a reference for the UK there. So got new and upcoming games. We've only got a couple down on here because I knew we'd be a bit late for time, but I believe Aces of Thunder has a release date on the PlayStation Store. Is that right? Or they put it back?
It's had two, hasn't it? Now.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been cancelled.
It had one, and then then it disappeared, and then it's popped up again for the 28th of November. So I don't know if that's right or not, but surely it's got to be out this year.
Well, they said that they did tweet that it's still in line for releasing this year, but they said that that original date is not the correct date. That's all they said on it, really.
Was that the date before this one?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it don't seem unrealistic then, does it? And it was listed at £25 as well, which I thought seemed, I don't know, cheap.
Yeah, it does seem cheap, doesn't it? Based on like the amount of people that have been, I mean, the amount of promotion they've done for this as well. They've released so many trailers on this game, and people
they
are really
look amazing as well. This is a thing, isn't it? They look so good.
Yeah, people are really looking forward to it. It does seem like a low price, but maybe there's not as much in there as everybody hopes. I don't know. It's got a single player campaign. This is the trailer that I'm showing now for the single player campaign. So as well as the multiplayer. So yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if for some reason $32.99 seems a common price, doesn't it, on the sort of PlayStation Store over here for quite a bit of stuff. So I'm surprised it's sub £30.
Yeah.
Well, can't complain, I suppose.
I'll have to see what it's like. If it's anything like the trailers, then.
Well, we've played the PC one, didn't we? So it's like,
well, you guys played it, and it was
I didn't. Yeah.
I'll reserve judgment. It still felt like a way off to me when I played that. It still felt.
It did. It did. Yeah.
And very quickly, I popped on there, literally seconds before we came live on air, that Dungeons of Eternity is now out on PC VR. I think it got released 2 days ago, maybe at £22.49. I put on 10% off until 18th of September. It's one of my favourite games on Quest. By all accounts, it's been improved quite radically on the PC version.
Yeah, PC version.
On to GT as well. He said it looks fantastic. So if you've not picked it up and you are just a Steam PC VR user, you don't use Quest, then definitely go check that out. Me and Rog love playing that. And we're still yet to get Gary in it, if I remember correctly.
I've been in once with you at the when it first launched. Oh, did I come in with? I did come in with you the first time, didn't I?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
Well, we've definitely videoed that for sure.
I'm sure I did. Whatever.
The only thing
me and Roger went in, it was like super hard, wasn't it? They've altered the difficulty levels, and it was like, geez, we're getting creamed every 2 seconds.
I just always wanted a proper full-on story mode or proper story campaign or something for it. It was because it was definitely fun to play. It is really good, but I don't know. I
think it has got an end game now, right? That was part of the plan, wasn't it? To have a certain end game. I don't know if that's been introduced in the PC version now or what. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like a wave crawler, isn't it? In a dungeon wave crawler, but pretty sure it's had some sort of end game to it, or that is, that was the planner.
Well, the actual
back.
yeah. I mean, the gameplay itself is brilliant.
Oh yeah, the weapons and how you use the weapons and stuff. It's mint.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So that's out, and we have.
I did
a bit of time.
That's pretty much it. Apart from I did add on to the end. PSVR eye tracking drivers are available, aren't there?
Oh yeah. I
can't remember who the name of the person who's done it.
It's the Buccia guy. He did OpenXR Toolkit, and then he's worked on this as well. So yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
I did notice there was like an update the other day. I've not tried them myself, but apparently now it queries something else from Steam VR, which I don't know whether it does or not, but it sounds like it makes it more accurate. So yeah, I mean, these are being updated all the time, and I suppose you should have a look at them at some point, because obviously eye tracking is a bit of a bonus.
So
you can use it with another driver, can't you, to get foveated rendering in some games?
Yeah, so it's not official what they've done with this, but there's a few different ways that you can do it. But you download a couple of third-party tools, and then what you have to do is the developer of this, I believe, Mbuchia, he's using a way to hack what Pimax do. So they use Tobii eye tracking in the same way that PSVR2 uses Tobii eye tracking. So all it's doing is Pimax dynamic foveated rendering works with any open VR title, but it will try to implement it into any open VR title, but they won't all work with it, basically. That based on various other things that they're doing, post-processing or whatever. So there's certain titles that will work when you're using this, and certain titles that won't. Elite Dangerous works like flawlessly with dynamic foveated rendering in PSVR2 and on Pimax. And there's a list of a dozen other games that will work with it. Others take a bit more work. If you've not got a open VR title, but it's an open XR title, then you can use this Quad Views. This is yet another third-party piece of software that you can then inject dynamic foveated rendering into open XR titles, but there's only a very small number that will be compatible with as well. So, there's complications around it, but it is working on PC, and it works basically as well as a Pimax headset uses dynamic foveated rendering.
Just to go back to Dungeons of Eternity, Jinder last in chat, is it crossplay?
Yes, I believe so.
It is. Oh,
yeah.
I'll double check that now, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm sure somebody said that it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's good then.
Can't see anything. I'm pretty sure it was crossplay. I think
I'm
GT
almost
may have mentioned it as well.
Yeah, I'm almost certain it is.
Yeah. So I know we haven't got it on the air, and we did mention it when we were talking a few days back. But I did want to mention that I think most people in our chat will already probably know, because we get a lot of crossover between, I suppose, like the old Rendered Reality Discord and Virtual Strangers and everything. But VR Spry Guy, he was in our Discord, he's in the Virtual Strangers Discord, Rendered Reality Discord. He's been about forever. Sadly passed away, I think it was the end of July. I think most people have probably heard now, but for anybody who hasn't,
he was
news.
He's very active in chat and comments on a lot of different podcasts as well. So
I've spoken to him quite a bit and on Twitter as well. And so this podcast is for you, dude. Hope you enjoy it. Very sad to hear.
Yeah, it's quite strange, because I've still got him on my Steam list.
I have.
And he's still in our Discord as well, and that. So I think, in fact, in messages, it was a couple of months ago. Now I can't remember what we're talking about, but it was. It's quite active. So
it was. I mean, the running joke was it was always his birthday, wasn't it? If anybody had a birthday, it was. It was always happened to be his as well at the same time. But yes, you'll be missed, dude.
Right, and I think Duckstew did mention about the Steam frame, which we have. I mean, we've spoke about it a little bit, haven't we, Roger? I mean, you spoke about it, but until Valve pull up the pants and announce it, hopefully during MetaConnect, because that would make my year, then I've not really got much to say about it until something gets announced. But as soon as it does, then obviously we'll come on and we'll talk about it on here.
Well, I said to you guys as well, because there's a VR Next Fest or Steam Festival or something happening at some point soon. Anyway, I'm pretty sure, because it was a story on Upload where they said it's like the biggest VR festival that Steam have done, and I'm just wondering, maybe that could point to Valve doing something, announcing something.
Well, the trademark that is it Steam Frame.
Yeah, Steam Frame. Yeah. And what it's going to be, because surely that sort of makes it clear. I think. Well, everybody's talked about this, but it's got to be, because we mentioned ages ago how the controllers are mimicking sort of a separated Xbox 360 controller, or roughly that kind of thing. And it's different from a standard Quest controller or the usual controllers, because you've got a D-pad on one side and then you've got the buttons on the other side. So it's gamepad. So I'm thinking it's like a headset that you get that you can play. So a Steam Deck can play PC games natively on the Steam Deck. It doesn't need a huge amount of power because you can lower the settings, run it at lower resolution, things like that. So the headset itself probably will be able to play Steam Deck quality PC games natively in the headset, is what I'm thinking, in like a window, a flat window, so you can play those natively. Or you can stream from your PC and play those in a flat window as well, the same as you can with a Steam Deck. Or you can play VR games as well, streamed from your PC. I still don't think you're going to get any native VR games on the headset unless they do go down that route of creating a separate store. If it does, it's still all speculation anyway. So,
well, I mean, stuff on Steam does get like a Steam Deck verified tag, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, yes.
So, maybe the section stuff off using
I just feel like even if they do that, I can't. The reason the Steam Deck works is you're running it at a low resolution anyway, and most people are happy at like 30 frames per second for PC titles. I don't see that translating in the same way for VR because of the resolution problem and the frame rate problem that it used to run at. Yeah. I just don't see it translating so you can run native VR games. I still think it's going to be wirelessly connected to your PC. I just still can't see a native standalone Valve headset that will run VR. And people will say, well, Quest can do it. That's different. They're made for a specific store. And I don't think Valve want to make a dedicated VR store for a standalone headset that they're releasing. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense anyway. And they didn't do it with the Steam Deck. It's exactly the same store as you access on a PC. They just have, like you say, verified titles. And a lot of these titles are pretty big titles that they can run at 30 frames per second, 720p, or even lower than that, 540p, whatever. And then you can use FSR to upscale them on the Steam Deck to get a decent 30 frames per second. So I think it's a different thing, but we'll see anyway.
Yeah. Anikaze is saying that discovered you can run 40 FPS as a nice compromise on Steam Deck. Yeah. Digital Foundry are fans of that, aren't they? You run the screen at 120 hertz, but you lock the game to 40, so it's divisible by 3, 40 into 120 for a nice sort of frame pacing. Well, for some reason, 40 FPS to me still looks juddery. 50 FPS doesn't.
I'd challenge. I want you to look at the Steam Deck. So you can run at 40 hertz. I can lower my LCD Steam Deck down to 40 hertz, 40 FPS, and it is infinitely smoother than 30 to me. Like way smoother.
See, I've only tried 40 FPS in a 120 hertz container, and that doesn't look smooth to me.
I'll show you the Steam Deck next time you're down, because to me,
that going, and that's the Elite Dangerous 100-hour challenge has now been passed on to Rob.
Yeah, but yeah, Dux, you said that stuff like Beat Saber, I'm sure they'd be able to run that.
Yeah, but for those small number of titles, is it worth?
Yeah,
I don't get why it would. It just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be Steam. It wouldn't be Valve making them anyway, would it? It'd be people porting stuff.
Yeah, but then it's but then it's
still a Quest library.
Yeah. Maybe that everybody could just put their PC VR games on Steam and have like a setting within them. Anybody that wants to update it could have a setting in them where it lowers it down to a point where it could run natively. Maybe people could do that. It wouldn't require a separate store. They could do it, get around it that way. That's developer input then though. That's we'll see.
Well, anyway, good luck to Leon editing this one down to a 2-hour audio podcast.
Well, this is it. I'm going to say we're wrapping up soon because it's a pain in the arse for me to edit the bits out to have it below 2 hours on the audio podcast.
Just chop the end off and be done with it. It's easier.
That's what she said. Yeah, so I think unless anyone else has anything to say, I just want to thank everybody for coming in, joining us on the live. Anyone that's watching this after the fact, anybody that listens to this, drives in the car, drive safe. Hope you enjoy the podcast. And we'll be back soon. Not sure when. I'm going on holiday to Italy, by the way, in 2 weeks.
Well,
So
give us a like and
I'm gonna be
subscribe,
doing
though.
the next
Give us a
one.
like and subscribe because we don't ask very often.
Of course, yeah.
No, I won't subscribe to this, would you? Anyway, yeah, give us a like and subscribe. I'll probably send you a few messages on Discord or from the land of Twitter when I'm in Italia in 2 weeks' time. And then maybe if Steam release something or in the next month or so, we'll speak to Gary and Rog and see what games we've been playing. Maybe I've even completed Quantum Void by then. Or Gary's done the second part of the Chernobyl task. Who knows? But yeah, from me, I'll just say thank you very much and take care.
Yep. Cheers, everyone.
See you next time.